We are back. We are live. Great to see everybody again. I'm excited to be back in the saddle. I'm doing 3 Instagram lives today, bringing on some incredible people who we've had in the queue for a while, and then we're gonna crank out some amazing coaching sessions, hopefully, and learning from their stories. You learn as well. And then I see Andrea here in the chat, so let's bring her up. And oh, hold on. They changed how it works. Hold on. Ba, 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 ba. Welcome, welcome, welcome. There's Andrea. I'm excited. Drew says, oh, snap. All right, Andrea. Invite sent. Sean in the house. Oh, there she is. There's the wall. You got to flip the camera.
Oh.
There she is. Hey, there it is.
Hey, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Why can't I see you?
I don't know. I see you. I see me. I see you. What do you see?
I see blackness.
You see blackness. Can you hear me okay?
I love your voice. Yes.
Okay. Well, I just spent the last week hanging out with Les Brown, and he's got the real voice. Les Brown is he's got the anyway. But people in the audience, can you see both of us? Just making sure that it's working, because I see Andrea no problem. Just let us know if you can see me, or you see just her, or you see just me, or both of us, because hopefully it's both of us. So sometimes the delay, they say yes. Okay, you see both of us. So you're still seeing black?
Okay, let me just switch it around one more time and then come back. Let's see what happens.
Okay, there's the wall. There's the magic wall. And then?
Yeah, I don't see you.
Okay.
Wow.
Well,
okay.
You look great.
Thank you.
As long as you can see me, then yeah, let's go. So
okay.
Anja's part of our Mover Makers program, and part of that we're doing this Instagram live together. So what's on your mind? How can I help?
You know what? I just wanted to basically hear your voice and maybe even get a little bit of direction in belief. I want to talk about belief and beliefs.
Okay.
And the reason why I do that is because being a health and life coach, I go deep into beliefs. I go into change work with beliefs. And I wanted to hear your perspective, because you have Believe Nation out there, and you do a lot of service and you do a lot of work with people and encouraging people to believe. So I want to hear about it from you. What one got you going on belief, and what is it all about for you?
Wow, what an opening. So I think lack of belief is the world's biggest problem. You know, anytime that we want to make a shift in our lives and we want to grow, we want to become somebody new, we want to hit our goals, it's not really a how question. It's often a belief question. It's like we can get all the strategies of what we're supposed to do, but we don't believe in ourselves enough to go take that next step. And every major growth I've seen in my life came on the other side of me believing in myself a little bit more to do something bigger, bolder. You know, what does an evolution of Evan Carmichael look like? And over the years, I've come to realize that believe is my one word. I go through a process with people to figure out what's your most important core value. So mine is believe. I think everybody has one. And that's the thing that you need to continue to work on, but it's also the gift that you want to give to the world. So my ultimate ambition is to help people believe in themselves more. And I don't have all the answers of how to do it. I'm constantly learning and constantly improving. And I see our journey as we're taking steps up a mountain. And every time we take another step, we reach back to try to help somebody else get to our level. The way I'm trying to solve it right now is content at scale. So I think if I can put out positive content that helps people believe in themselves more, that could be part of somebody's daily routine, I think that starts to shift people's belief forward. Because I need it myself. Like, I still make videos for me because I want to be around Oprah and Maya Angelou and Steve Jobs, and every time I hear them speak, it makes me believe in myself a little bit more to take the next step. And I think it's a daily thing where when we wake up, at least for me, I don't wake up super like, I'm gonna take on the world. Let's go, Andrea. Like, I don't wake up like that. I wake up and I need the reminder, because no matter how great today is, I'm waking up tomorrow and I still need that reminder to believe myself a little bit more. And I get that through the content that I put up. So it started with just that content. Then it became helping people who were big names in the space get their content out to the world. And yesterday we released a video on the channel from Jim Rohn. It was the last video interview that Jim Rohn ever did, and we got the permission to put it up on our channel. And so I want to help people, either who are currently living legends or past legends expose the content, as well as programs like Movement Makers, where I'm training the next generation to get their message out, because people will learn from you, Andrea, in a way where they won't learn from me. Your story, your background, your life experiences, they'll look at me and say, I can't connect to that guy, but I connect to you. And so that's how I'm trying to solve it. And I don't have all the answers, but we've made some pretty significant steps over the past number of years. And if you've got any ideas or tips or strategies, I'm all ears too, because again, I think lack of belief is the world's #1 problem.
Absolutely. I thank you for even inviting me back to the question, is because what I've studied is this. Number one, I found out the hard way. I mean, it was life experiences that taught me that I had certain beliefs that I knew nothing about. And so by me studying over the years in regards to habits, beliefs, and identity, I've learned that we have to go a little bit deeper within who are we? That's the first question we have to ask ourselves, of who are we? And then we go a little bit deeper and ask the question of what are my beliefs? And so sometimes you might capture some beliefs that you didn't know you had. And what does that really mean for you? And how can you change those beliefs that no longer serve you? That's what I try to do with change work. I try very hard to help people to, one, understand who they are. What are they truly believing in any area of their lives? It could be about money, financial status. They might not even understand back in their experiences as a child, maybe not having enough to go around for the family, and there was a struggle with money and finances, that they grew up with this belief that they had to maybe go without in order to survive. And so that was a core belief that they grew up with. They might not understand that, but as a person of maturity, and you come to me and you say, you know what, I'm really having financial issues, I'm having problems. I'm not the expert in that area, and I might lend this off to another movement maker that I know is the expert in this, but I might be able to help them to identify those beliefs around money. So that's what I try to do, and it has really, really helped me to grow and mature as an individual, just learning about my beliefs and taking care of those beliefs that no longer serve me. They served a purpose one time or another in my life, but sometimes they just don't. And you can change your beliefs. You have better beliefs that serve you, and that's what you do for me. You're my mentor, and you have helped me to learn how to do that as well. You might not know that, but you know it now. But thank you.
I appreciate you saying that, Andrea. And I think that's what we're all trying to do. Like, we all want to serve and help and give, and we're all mentors to other people. And some, movement makers, we want to have a big impact, build a movement, impact at scale. But even if we're not doing that yet, just the people around us, the people closest to us, your words, your actions, what you're doing every day, that has an impact on people. And you get to choose if that's a positive one or a negative one. I think money is an interesting belief. I don't think many people grow up with a healthy belief around money. Some people believe that money is everything, and the next person who walks in, that person's my next bag or my next shoes or my next mortgage payment, and you're just treating people like they're your next payday. And some people think that money is the opposite. They think money is the root of all evil. Right? A lot of people are taught money is the root of all evil, and that's not the actual quote. It's the love of money is the root of all evil, not that money is the root of all. People miss that little extra bit at the beginning, and it's neither. Money is not evil, and money is not everything. Money is a tool, and it's a very valuable tool and a very important tool, and something that everybody needs to figure out. That if you actually want to serve, you need to figure out how to make money. Money, I like to say money has to be in your top 5. It just can't be number 1. If money is number 1, you'll never go off and do anything significant or huge and feel great about yourself. But if money is like number 1,000, then you're constantly working evenings and weekends on your mission instead of actually doing, you know, the thing that you could be paid to do and build a team. Like me with a team of 42 people, I could do so much more than if it was me only part-time and evenings and weekends trying to figure my thing out, because I'm serving, but just not at scale. And so the ability to figure out how to make money, I think, is really important. It just can't be number one. Number one is your purpose. Number one is the mission that you're on to try to hopefully change the world. Those are the people that, you know, I love talking to the most.
Absolutely. The way we utilize service and what we do, you, me, Les Brown, Oprah, or anybody else, we have a deep down inside a core love and a purpose for what we do. We want to see people to succeed in whatever they're trying to succeed in. But you know what, for me, it's the suffering that I went through in my life that I want to see people break the suffering patterns in their lives. And how do they do that? They have to understand that a lot of the things that we go through, Evan, is caused by ourselves. We might not know that, but we do. And that's when I talk about the body, the spirit, and the soul connectively. You have to understand that they work hand in hand, pretty much. And if you focus on just your body, getting your body physically fit and well and things of that nature, but then you forsake your emotions or your mindset or the thoughts that are coming up, then you're going to miss some part of bringing yourself to wholeness.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what I try very hard to focus on, is to helping people to become whole individuals, their authentic selves, who they've been created to be. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I have maybe controversial view on this because I've talked about this on a few podcasts. Like, really, that's your answer? When people ask, like, what's the secret to health? And I think a lot of people default to diet and sleep and, you know, a lot of the typical things. But for at least for me, my answer, the secret to health is actually loving the work that you're doing. I think if you woke up every day and felt like, I love what I'm about to do today, I'm going to go serve somebody. And it's not that sleep's not important, because it is, and diet's not important, what it is. But I think there's a lot of people who are in great physical shape, or who have the perfect, you know, sleep routine, or the perfect diet, who hate their lives.
Yeah.
Where I think if you actually just, if you really love the work that you're doing, I think that's a secret to a long, healthy, happy life, and everything flows from there. And so connecting to your purpose, understanding how you can serve, that your purpose comes from your pain. You know, you mentioned it, you want to help other people who basically are struggling with the same thing that you struggled with. And that's the best. Like when you find somebody who's basically the same as you, but you're just a little bit further along on the journey, and you struggled and you suffered and you know, almost exhausted all the options, and you finally found the path, and you can shortcut that path for somebody else. It's the best feeling ever. You know, like that thing that took you 10 years to figure out, they're now figuring it out in a month because they met you.
Absolutely.
And so that's why I'm so passionate about getting the message out and training other people in movement makers and individuals like yourself. Because if you got your story out there, and then that changes somebody's life, and then that one becomes 10, becomes 100, becomes 1,000, becomes 10,000, it just continues to grow because you had the courage to get up and share your story.
Absolutely. I was just thinking about what you said just now, and it resonated with my heart, is that, you know, passion and purpose. And when I think about, because I have a very creative mind, I'm also a person that loves to create party planner, like decorations and things of that nature. And I don't know if you understand or notice this about yourself, but for me, when I get in this, what is called a zone, and I call it my spiritual zone, time will fly when I'm doing exactly what I'm passionate about doing, and I'm in my purpose and I'm flowing, and it just goes, it comes so easy for me to do, and that creativity just flourishes. And I think that's what happens with all of us when we're doing exactly what we've been purposed to do and we have passion about it.
Yeah, and I think it's the willingness to trust when you're in the zone.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think a lot of times that actually scares us. And a lot of times we
Mm.
find reasons why we shouldn't stay there. Where for me, if I get there, I fight to stay there as long as possible, even if it doesn't make logical sense. So I had this 2 days ago. Two
Okay.
days ago, I started working on my YouTube thumbnails and doing a deep dive on YouTube thumbnails. I've been playing around with them and I'm always doing little experiments, but for whatever reason, I woke up, I was thinking YouTube thumbnails, got inspired, and just started working. And I started to really hit a flow. And
Mm-hmm.
as a result of that, I pushed everything else that I was doing. Like as much as I could cancel and push away, I canceled and pushed away, because staying in that zone allows for magic to be created. And so I made 81 thumbnails that day for my channel, and we'll see the results. I'm pretty pleased with what we created, and it's just trusting that it's right. Where a lot of times we find all these reasons why we can't do it. You're in the zone on something, and then an email comes in or a phone call comes in, or you look at your calendar and you're supposed to do something else. And I love my calendar, and 95% of the time I'm sticking to my calendar. But when you're in the zone, it's the willingness to push everything that you said you were supposed to do, because something of more importance comes through. And that's where I've created so many magical things for my business and for my life. Like the zone might be in your life. The zone might be go for a walk with Nina, and it's just amazing. So I'm going to extend it by another half hour or hour, and the willingness to push the other things, because the things that you create when you're in the zone is just magical. And so I think a lot of times we're afraid of it. A lot of times we second guess it. A lot of times we judge it, and we end up stifling it. You're quenching the spirit instead of letting it in and just flowing.
Absolutely. I agree with that. So when we talk about serve, it helps me to be able to get up in the morning and serve is gratitude. I am grateful for every moment that I get during the day, after I wake up, and the moments throughout the day, the evening, and so forth. And even when I've been sleeping, I'm just so grateful for what I've been blessed with to have. And so when I'm serving, I get up with a grateful heart, and then I ask, how can I serve the world today? And I think that's what you do on a regular.
I mean, I appreciate you saying that. It's a constant work in process. I don't know that I've ever, have it completely figured out. But in terms of how I start the day, usually it's now with a song. I have a Believe playlist that I have. It's actually a public playlist on my channel. Anybody can go check it out. You may not like my taste in music, but it's always, I just find music is the fastest way to change your state. So if you're tired and you don't have energy, or you're procrastinating, just put on music that helps you feel how you want to feel instead of how you currently are feeling. And that's, I think, the big mistake a lot of people make, is that when you're feeling sad or low, you don't really want to put on a high energy song. You want to put on a low, sad kind of song, and that just keeps you where you are. But there are some songs, and maybe you could tell us what it is for you, Andrea, but there are some songs that when it comes on, you just have to get up and start moving, right? Like, what's that song for you? If this song comes on, you're going to have to get out of your seat and just start moving, maybe singing, maybe dancing. You can't help it because it's such a great song. You got one?
I mean, I have a lot of them, but anything upbeat that is I'm gonna dun. Did you see my video? I don't know if anybody seen my video when I was coming out. I'm coming out
Okay.
by Diana Ross.
Yep.
That one right there gets me going.
So that's the thing, right? Like if you play Diana Ross in the morning, maybe not the same song, but you mixed it up, or some legends. You're gonna pick, Tina Turner or whoever it is. It's like if you start your day with that, it's gonna change how you show up. And like in 10 seconds of that song coming on, you're already a different person.
Absolutely.
And so that's what I try to start my day with. And then I'll go for a walk, and I'll listen to a top 10 video on my channel, because I want Maya in my ear, I want Oprah in my ear, I want Steve Jobs in my ear, I want the music gets me feeling energetic, like, okay, let's go take on the day. But the videos of the famous entrepreneurs helps me start to think bigger.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, I want to do something bigger than what I'm currently doing. And then at the end of the walk, I'm looking through my feedback from the community. So I'm usually in my Instagram DMs responding to people. And that is my, I guess, version of gratitude. It just connects me to the work, that what I'm doing is not just talking to a camera, you know, in my office.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah.
actually reaching people. And whether it's 5 people or 500,000 people or 5 million people, it's feeling like what I do matters. And again, it's a fleeting feeling. I need it every day. And so at the very beginning of my journey, the comments were the thing that really saved me. The looking at my comments and knowing that, oh, like somebody was impacted by my message. And
Yes.
I'm so grateful for that. And that kept me going to say, okay, what I'm doing, it may not be changing the world yet, but it's changing that one person. And so I have to keep going. I think the morning routine, what's the point of a morning routine? At least for me, it's to get a feeling. So
Yeah.
a lot of times people will just check the box. Like I did this, I did this, I did this, I did this. Okay, cool. But do you feel ready to take on the day? Because if not, then there's either something wrong in your routine or you did it half-heartedly and you got to do it with more intention. I
Mm-hmm.
remember I was doing an event in New Mexico and a woman was in the front row of my event. And I asked her, well, what's the most important part of your morning routine? And she said, I do the rosary. So she takes out her prayer, the rosary, and starts doing her prayers. I said, well, okay, so what's the point of doing the rosary? It's like, well, by the end of it, I feel connected to what I'm doing and ready to go and start my day. Awesome. How many times you actually feel connected? Like by the end of you doing the rosary, how many times, what percentage of the days do you actually feel connected and ready to go and start the day? And she said like 40%.
Mm-hmm.
So the other 60%, she's doing the words, she's doing the action, she's saying it, but she doesn't feel connected because she's also stressed out about something else, because she's also making breakfast, because she's also watching some video, because she's doing something else. It's like, well, there's nothing wrong with what you're doing. You're just not doing it with the intention that is required. And so,
Yeah.
great, keep doing the rosary, but now focus in on doing it with the right intention, because the whole point of the morning routine is to get the feeling. So I think a lot of people, a lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of people who are go-getters and action takers, we love the feeling of just like check, check, check. We check the box, I did it. But if you don't have the feeling of ready to take on the day with boldness, with courage, with service, with belief, then either go back and do it again or add something to your morning routine or tweak it up a bit. Because for me, at least, the point of the morning routine is to get the feeling so you're ready to take on the day.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. That's what I do. I do the same thing every morning. Getting out in nature for me is very important. And then like I said, I have my pods in and I'm listening to something that's going to give me some knowledge base, going to give me some understanding. And so I follow a lot of different people that over the years have really given me what I need to know in regards to who I am, where I'm going, what I want to do, so forth and so on. And just, we talked about wisdom, a while back with movement makers, and that right there was just awesome for me because so many people such as yourself and others have given me so much more knowledge base and helped me become more wiser in my studies and what I'm doing to implement service to other people. And that's very important.
Yeah,
It's
and just
very important.
to the theme of belief, back to the beginning of what you opened up with,
Mm-hmm.
the people around you right now, and not just you, but everybody watching, the people around you probably don't have the belief that you need.
Mm-hmm.
You're probably, if we look at mover makers and entrepreneurs in the audience, like you're probably the one pouring into other people. You're the one giving other people belief. You're the one encouraging other people and supporting them and cheering them on. But it's recognizing that you need it yourself too.
Yeah.
And so how do we get that consistently? And it might be joining mover makers or joining a peer group or being around people like that. Or it might be books or podcasts or videos. For me, I'm a visual guy, so I love being able to see the videos. But wherever you feel like you're lacking in belief, just go find somebody who has that belief and be around them more. And ideally, it's a mentor you can meet, in person. But even just video, because if you loved how confident Beyonce was in herself, and you
Mm.
started your day with a Beyonce video every day, like you will become more confident. You will start to, Beyonce is now your new friend, even if it's, remotely. And even her, she had to create Sasha Fierce.
Mm.
You know, she was, her normal Beyonce, like when she gets on stage, she's Sasha Fierce. She had to create a whole new identity for herself. And so
Yeah.
whoever you want to be, it's completely possible, but it's probably not you're not going to make that next evolution by being around the people that you are currently around. So you need to change the environment, change the inputs, and then you start to change the output.
Absolutely. And the more and more you do the thing, you become the thing. Certainly you will. The more and more you change your thoughts will change, and the way you look at things will change as well.
You got it, Andrea. All right. So before we wrap, tell me what is on the background. You got a map of the world. It's pink, but what does
She's
it say?
going places. She's going places.
She's going places.
Yeah.
I love it.
You know, in my life, what happened all the time is that things come to me. They are drawn to me. So I can just be in a store and I'll see that, and Spirit will say, get that. Because what my life experiences is that all the things that happen and things like pictures that I put up is telling me my story in advance. I got that a couple of years back, didn't even know what it was talking about before I even got my certification as a health and life coach. And now I'm seeing now that I'm going places. It's the small things that are moving me forward to the bigger places that I'm going to be going. So that's just a reminder of that. You can envision life and it will manifest itself. And that's when belief comes in.
I love it. Well, it's amazing having you and Movement Makers, and
Thank
everybody
you.
watching. Just look out, because Andrea Turner, she is going places.
Yes, I am. Thank
Appreciate you.
you.
We'll talk to you soon.
Love